Agree. To agree is to have the same opinion or belief as another person.
The students agree they have too much homework.
Alcohol. Alcohol is a type of drink that can make people drunk.
A person should not drive a car after he or she has been drinking alcohol.
Arrive. To arrive is to get somewhere.
They arrived at school at 7 a.m.
August. August is the 8th month of the year.
Is your birthday in August?
Boat. A boat is a vehicle that moves across water.
There is a small boat on the lake.
Breakfast. Breakfast is the morning meal.
I ate eggs for breakfast.
Camera. A camera is a piece of equipment that takes pictures.
I brought my camera on my vacation.
Capital. A capital is a city where a country's government is based.
The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C.
Catch. To catch is to grab or get something.
Did you catch the ball during the baseball game?
Duck. A duck is a small water bird.
People feed ducks at the lake.
Enjoy. To enjoy is to like something.
The woman enjoys riding her bicycle.
Invite. To invite is to ask someone to come to a place or event.
I will invite my friends to my birthday party.
Love. To love is to like something or someone a lot.
I love my family very much.
Month. A month is one of the 12 periods of time in 1 year.
January is the first month of the year.
Travel. To travel is to go to a faraway place on vacation or business.
They will travel to Argentina this summer.
Typical. If something is typical, it is normal, or something that usually happens.
My typical breakfast is toast and eggs.
Visit. To visit is to go and spend time in another place or see another person.
She wants to visit her grandmother.
Weather. Weather is the temperature and the state of the outdoors.
Today's weather is rainy and cloudy.
Week. A week is a period of time that is 7 days long.
What are you doing next week?
Wine. Wine is an alcoholic drink made from grapes.
The store carried both red and white wine.
Adventure. An adventure is a fun or exciting thing that you do.
Riding in the rough water was an adventure.
Approach. To approach something means to move close to it.
The boy approached his school.
Carefully. Carefully means with great attention, especially to detail or safety.
The baby carefully climbed down the stairs.
Chemical. A chemical is something that scientists use in chemistry.
The scientist mixed the chemicals.
Create. To create means to make something new.
She created an igloo from blocks of snow.
Evil. Evil describes something or someone bad or cruel, not good.
They felt a strange, evil presence as they got closer to the house.
Experiment. An experiment is a test that you do to see what will happen.
The student did an experiment in science class.
Kill. To kill someone or something is to make them die.
I killed the fly.
Laboratory. A laboratory is a room where a scientist works.
My mother works in a laboratory.
Laugh. Laugh is the sound made when someone is happy or a funny thing occurs.
The sound of her laugh filled the room.
Loud. If a sound is loud, it is strong and very easy to hear.
The man's voice was so loud that we all could hear him.
Nervous. When a person is nervous, they think something bad will happen.
The boy became nervous when he heard the news.
Noise. A noise is an unpleasant sound.
The crying baby made a loud noise.
Project. A project is a type of work that you do for school or a job.
His afternoon work project was to paint the room green.
Scare. To scare someone is to make them feel afraid.
My uncle was scared by what he saw in the room.
Secret. A secret is something that you do not tell other people.
The two boys were sharing a secret.
Shout. To shout is to say something loudly.
My boss shouted at me because I was late for work.
Smell. To smell something means to use your nose to sense it.
The two friends smelled the flower.
Terrible. If something is terrible, it is very bad.
The way he treated his classmate was terrible.
Worse. If something is worse, it is of poorer quality than another thing.
Business was worse this month than last month.
Alien. An alien is a creature from a different world.
The alien came in peace.
Among. If you are among certain things, they are all around you.
There was a red apple among the green ones.
Chart. A chart is a list of information.
We used a chart to see how we had improved.
Cloud. A cloud is a group of water drops in the sky.
The sky was filled with white clouds.
Describe. To describe is to say or write what someone or something is like.
They described their tree as colorful, with gold ribbon and a star.
Ever. Ever means at any time.
Going skiing last winter was the most fun I've ever had.
Fail. To fail means you do not succeed in what you try to do.
Since he failed to get the job, he was sad.
Grade. A grade is a score or mark given to someone's work.
I managed to get good grades on my report card.
Instead. Instead means in place of.
He ate the carrot instead of the ice cream.
Library. A library is a place where you go to read books.
The library at school is full of books.
Photograph. I like taking photographs.
I took this photograph with my cell phone.
Planet. A planet is a large round thing in space.
Saturn is the planet with the ring around it.
Report. A report is something someone writes for school or work.
Karen had trouble writing her report.
Several. Several is more than two, but not many.
He had to read several books for class.
Shape. An object's shape is the arrangement of its sides and surfaces.
Even with your eyes closed, you can feel the shape of it.
Solve. To solve something is to find an answer to it.
All the students could easily solve the math problem.
Suddenly. If something happens suddenly, it happens quickly and unexpectedly.
I was surprised when my friend suddenly shouted, "Happy birthday!"
Suppose. To suppose is to guess.
I suppose I should go home now.
Understand. To understand something, you need to know what it means.
Henry could not understand the message.
View. To view is to look at something.
Michael likes to view himself in the mirror.
Appropriate. When a thing is appropriate, it is right or normal.
It's appropriate to wear a suit when you go to the office.
Avoid. To avoid something is to stay away from it.
Avoid the broken bottle on the floor.
Behave. To behave is to act in a particular way, especially to be good.
She always behaves well when her father is around.
Calm. When someone is calm, they do not get excited or upset.
A nice warm bath makes me feel so calm.
Concern. Concern is a feeling of worry.
I was filled with concern after reading the newspaper.
Content. To be content is to be happy and not want more.
The baby looked very content, sitting on the floor.
Expect. If you expect something to happen, you believe it will happen.
I expect the bus to be here very soon.
Frequently. When something happens frequently, it happens often.
We meet frequently, either at the beginning or end of the week.
Habit. A habit is a thing that you do often.
Smoking is a bad habit that can kill you.
Instruct. To instruct is to teach.
My teacher instructs us in several subjects.
Issue. An issue is an important topic.
The men spoke about issues that were important to the people.
None. None means not any of something.
He spent all his money. There is none left.
Patient. If people are patient, they don't become angry or upset easily.
I had to be patient and wait until 5 o'clock to leave.
Positive. If something is positive, it is good.
She has a positive future ahead of her after finishing college.
Punish. To punish means to make someone suffer for breaking the rules or laws.
To punish me, my teacher had me stand in the corner.
Represent. To represent is to speak or act for a person or group.
My lawyer will represent me in court.
Shake. To shake is to move back and forth or up and down quickly.
When people shake hands, it usually means they agree.
Spread. To spread is to move out to cover a larger area.
I like to spread butter on my toast.
Stroll. To stroll means to walk slowly and calmly.
My dog and I strolled through the park today.
Village. A village is a very small town.
There are only a few houses in my village.
Active. When someone is active, they move a lot or have a lot of things to do.
It is important to be active and not sit around all the time.
Adult. An adult is a person who is more than 18 years old.
My mom and dad are adults.
Age. Age is how many years someone has lived.
She died at the age of 80.
Bad. When something is bad, it is not good.
She is unhappy because she had a bad day.
Balance. Balance is when two or more things are equal.
A good balance between work and fun helps keep you healthy.
Bike. A bike is a vehicle with two wheels powered by a human.
He rides his bike to school every day.
Choose. To choose is to pick something or make a decision.
I have to choose between taking art classes and sports lessons.
Doctor. A doctor is a person who studies medicine and helps sick people.
You should go to the doctor when you are sick.
During. During an event means while the event was happening.
Did you sleep during the movie?
Football. Football is a sport with 11 members and an oval-shaped ball.
Football is a popular sport in the United States.
Fun. When something is fun, it is enjoyable.
We had a fun time at the birthday party.
Game. A game is an activity where people compete against each other.
Let's play a board game tonight.
Heart. A heart is an organ that keeps the body alive.
My heart beats fast when I am nervous.
Golf. Golf is a sport with clubs and a small white ball.
People play golf in nice weather.
Increase. To increase is to make something larger.
I will increase my score if I study for the test.
Life. Life is the time when a person is alive.
My grandfather had a long life.
Kilometer. A kilometer is a unit of measurement that is 1,000 meters.
A marathon is 42.2 kilometers.
Often. Often is when something happens many times.
He often goes to bed early during the week.
Plenty. If you have plenty of something, there is a lot of it.
We have plenty of fruit, so help yourself.
Weight. Weight is how heavy something or someone is.
I gained weight because I ate a lot of pizza.
Happen. If someone happens to do something, he or she does it by chance.
I happened to meet some new friends at school today.
Escape. If you escape from a place, you succeed in getting away from it.
She tried to escape from the building.
Memorable. If something is memorable, then it is remembered for a special reason.
The party was memorable. People were still talking about it years later.
Rally. A rally is a large public meeting in order to support something.
The school had a rally in the gym to support the basketball team.
Hunger. Hunger is the feeling that you get when you need to eat.
After playing all day long, he was filled with hunger.
Atom. An atom is the smallest unit of a substance.
A molecule consists of a combination of two or more atoms.
Scope. The scope of something is how many people or things it relates to.
Modern history has a wide scope.
Hatred. Hatred is a strong feeling of not liking someone or something.
I have a hatred for the taste of medicine.
Stripe. A stripe is a thick line.
The flag of the United States has red and white stripes.
Vanish. To vanish is to go away suddenly.
All the passengers vanished from the train station.
Leash. A leash is a rope or chain that is used to lead an animal.
Dogs must wear a leash to keep them from running away.
See. To see is to use your eyes to look at something or someone.
Stephen does not want to see the scary picture.
Offspring. Offspring are the children of a person or the babies of an animal.
The dog's offspring had the same color of fur as she did.
Prosper. To prosper is to be successful or make a lot of money.
Frank's new business finally prospered after many years of hard work.
Scheme. A scheme is a plan or design.
Jason and Mark came up with a scheme to solve the problem.
Toward. If you go toward something, you go closer to it.
Santa walked toward my house with a bag of gifts.
Glance. To glance at something means to look at it quickly.
She glanced behind her to see if he was looking at her.
Ceiling. The ceiling is the top of a room.
He painted the ceiling with a special roller.
Distance. A distance is how far it is between 2 points.
The distance between America and Russia is about 8,000 kilometers.
Viable. When something is viable, it is capable of doing what it is intended to do.
Her method of solving the math problem seemed viable.
Nightmare. A nightmare is a bad or scary dream.
The girl was scared to go back to sleep because she had had a nightmare.
Above. If something is above, it is at a higher level than something else.
He straightened the sign that was above the crowd.
Hay. Hay is dry grass used to feed animals and can be used for different purposes.
I need to buy some more hay for the horse to eat.
Phenomenon. A phenomenon is something that can be seen as it is happening.
I thought the lights were a strange phenomenon, but they were just shooting stars.
Duration. The duration of an event is the time during which it happens.
The girls watched television for the duration of the evening.
Handbook. A handbook is material that gives specific information or instructions.
If you look at the handbook, it will tell you which wires to connect to the TV.
Stubborn. Stubborn people don't change their minds easily.
Both of my parents are stubborn. They never give in to each other.
Surrender. To surrender something is to give it up.
The thief surrendered the money to the police when he was caught.
Concede. To concede is to admit against your wish that something is true.
The student conceded that he had cheated on the test.
Chemistry. Chemistry is the study of substances and reactions between them.
In chemistry class, the professor taught us about chemical reactions.
Theoretical. If something is theoretical, it is based on theory rather than experience.
His conclusion was only theoretical and not meant to be publicized.
Peace. Peace is a time without war.
A white dove is a symbol of peace.
Friend. A friend is someone a person knows and likes spending time with.
Brian's friend is very sad.
Sympathy. Sympathy is a feeling of sadness for another person who feels bad.
I felt sympathy for my sister, so I got her a balloon to cheer her up.
Vocal. When someone is vocal, he or she expresses a strong opinion publicly.
Sean gets vocal when someone disagrees with his opinions.
Prevent. To prevent something is to stop it from happening.
The handcuffs prevented me from moving my hands.
Verify. To verify means to find out if something is true.
Julian called the movie theater to verify that the movie started at 9.
Market. A market is a place where people buy and sell products or foods.
I go to the market every weekend to buy vegetables.
Duke. A duke is a man of high social rank, but below a king or queen.
The Duke ruled over the land.
Amuse. To amuse someone means to do something that is funny or entertaining.
The singer was very good. She amused the crowd.
Product. A product is something grown or made in a factory in order to be sold.
There's no room for even one more product in Melissa's bag.
Situated. If something is situated somewhere, it is in that place.
The whiteboard is situated between the two men.
Trouble. Trouble is a problem or a difficulty.
I have trouble working with my boss.
Habitat. A habitat is the natural home of animals or plants.
Frogs are often found in a wet habitat, such as near a lake, river, or pond.
Latitude. The latitude of a place is its distance from the equator.
The device was able to tell the traveler his exact latitude.
Proud. People who feel proud are happy about what they have done.
She is proud of the picture she drew of her house.
Era. An era is a period of time that has something special about it.
During the medieval era, knights wore protective armor.
Spin. To spin is to turn around in circles.
The boy kept spinning until he fell down.
Exclude. To exclude someone means to not accept them into a group.
Carol was excluded from the contest because her friend was a judge.
Network. A network is a group of people or organizations that are in some way connected to each other. Myth. A myth is a traditional story that explains a culture's history and beliefs.
In Greece, there was a myth about a woman who had snakes for hair.
Trend. A trend is a general tendency in the way a situation is changing or developing.
Lucy likes to think she started this fashion trend.
Excess. An excess is an amount of something that is more than needed or wanted.
Because it never got cold that winter, many stores had an excess of coats.
Victim. A victim is a person who is hurt by a bad action.
I was a victim of a robbery.
Accept. To accept something that is offered is to take it.
I accepted the girl's very nice gift.
Cafe. A cafe is a small restaurant where you can buy drinks and simple meals.
Monica works part-time at a cafe.
Bead. A bead is a drop of liquid.
Beads of water collected on the outside of the glass.
Device. A device is an object or a machine.
A thermometer is a device that tells temperature.
Prejudice. A prejudice is an unfair opinion about people based on the group they belong to.
The company's rules against gender prejudice must be enforced.
Pollutant. A pollutant is a substance that makes the air or water not safe for use.
A pollutant in the water killed this fish.
Breed. A breed is a group of animals within a species.
I like small dog breeds, such as terriers.
Bus. A bus is a large vehicle that people travel on.
My father takes the bus to work.
Quantum. When something is quantum, it relates to the behavior of atomic particles.
The physics student studied quantum mechanics.
Prophecy. A prophecy is a prediction about what will happen in the future.
Some people believe that prophecies are actually true.
Space. A space is an empty area.
I don't have much space for things in my small house.
Accountant. An accountant is a person whose job is to keep financial accounts for a business.
The accountant helped us keep track of our spending.
Conscious. If someone is conscious of something, then they are aware of it.
The new student was conscious of the other students staring at her.
Alarm. An alarm is something that warns people of danger.
When the students heard the fire alarm, they left the building.
Update. To update something means to make it more modern.
We need to update the programs on our computers.
Doctor. A doctor is a person who studies medicine and helps sick people.
You should go to the doctor when you are sick.
Erosion. Erosion is the destruction of rock or soil due to flowing water or weather.
Canyons are formed because rivers of fast-moving water caused erosion.
Sly. If a person or animal is sly, they are sneaky or good at tricking people.
The sly fox stole the eggs from the nest.
Mineral. A mineral is a type of substance found in the earth.
Rocks are made up of different kinds of minerals.
Decade. A decade is a period of 10 years.
She celebrated her 3 decades of work with the company.
Reason. A reason is a statement or fact that explains why something is the way it is, or why someone does, thinks, or says something.
The reason Eric is late for work is that he forgot to set his alarm.
Prescribe. To prescribe medicine means to tell someone to take it.
When I was sick, the doctor prescribed me flu medicine for me to take.
Earnest. If someone is earnest, then they are honest.
The child was very earnest when she told her mother how she broke the dish.
Mail. Mail is letters and other things sent to people.
I get a lot of mail because I have friends all over the world.
Race. A race is a contest to see who is the fastest.
Paul is a fast runner, so he easily won the race.
Incorrect. If something is incorrect, it is wrong.
Your answer is incorrect. You need to correct it.
Corrupt. If someone is corrupt, they break the law for money or fame.
The corrupt policemen didn't arrest the man because he gave them money.
Revenge. Revenge is the act of hurting someone who has hurt you.
He broke his sister's doll as revenge after she lost his favorite book.
Divorce. Divorce is the process of ending a marriage.
Divorce rates have increased in the past 20 years.
Immigrant. An immigrant is a person who moves to a different country.
My parents were immigrants. They came from Poland.
Adult. An adult is a person who is more than 18 years old.
My mom and dad are adults.
Modest. If people are modest, they do not think that they are too important.
Derek is very modest for someone who is so rich.
Discard. To discard something is to throw it away.
After repairing the window, discard any broken glass.
Remind. To remind is to tell someone to remember to do something.
Nick's dad reminded him to do his homework.
Flag. A flag is a piece of colored cloth that represents something.
Our country has a beautiful flag.
Tactic. A tactic is a careful plan to achieve something.
Sam thought of a good tactic to attract more business.
Example. An example of something is a thing that is typical of it.
Cola is an example of a soft drink.
Amnesty. Amnesty is a pardon given to prisoners of war.
She was denied amnesty for her involvement in the war.
Ton. A ton is a unit for measuring weight equal to 2,000 pounds or 907.2 kilograms.
This dump truck can carry up to 25 tons.
Clumsy. If someone is clumsy, then they are awkward in handling things.
The businessman was clumsy and dropped his work files.
Guarantee. I will guarantee that the loan will be repaid.
I guarantee that the sun will come up in the morning.
Innate. When something is innate, it is something that one is born with and was not learned.
He had the innate desire to please his teachers.
Satisfactory. A satisfactory thing is good enough.
Mina often received satisfactory grades since she studied so hard.
Authoritative. If something is authoritative, it uses the best information available.
This book is an authoritative source on ancient Egypt's Queen Nefertiti.
Terrified. A terrified person or animal is extremely scared.
When I saw the ghost, I was absolutely terrified.
Factor. A factor is something that has an effect on the way another thing happens.
Smoking is the main factor that causes lung cancer.
Chronic. When something is chronic, it happens over and over again for a long time.
He had chronic pain in his chest and needed to see a doctor.
Pursuit. When you are in pursuit of something, you are chasing it.
The pursuit of happiness is a basic human right.
Cynical. To be cynical is to be unwilling to believe that people have good intentions.
The man became cynical after being lied to many times.
Feeble. If someone is feeble, they are small or weak.
The boy was too feeble to carry the object very far.
Solve. To solve something is to find an answer to it.
All the students could easily solve the math problem.
Confuse. To confuse someone means to make them feel like they are unsure.
The sign confused the traveler because it pointed in two directions.
Commonplace. If something is commonplace, then it is ordinary.
There is nothing commonplace about the way Morris dresses.
Uproar. Uproar is loud noise caused by people who are very angry or upset.
The fans made a great uproar when their team lost the game.
Depress. To depress someone is to make that person sad.
The bad news from work depressed the man.
Discuss. To discuss is to talk about something with another person.
James began to discuss his report with his teacher.
Smell. To smell something means to use your nose to sense it.
The two friends smelled the flower.
Constant. When an event or action is constant, it happens a lot or all of the time.
The television at home is in constant use.
Fat. Fat is an oily solid or liquid substance in food.
The fat contained in salmon, avocados, and nuts is healthy.
War. A war is a big fight between two groups of people.
Many young men died in the war.
Splash. To splash is to crash into something so that liquid spreads out.
Some green paint splashed upon the floor.
Period. A period is an amount of time when something happens.
In one period in Europe, there were many nights.
Conform. To conform to rules or laws is to obey them.
The new student had to conform to the school's dress code.
Plantation. A plantation is a big farm that only grows certain kinds of crops.
In the 1800s, there were many cotton plantations in the southern U.S.
Previous. If something is previous, then it happened earlier in time or order.
He turned back to the previous page to read the paragraph again.
Cinema. A cinema is a building in which films are shown.
My sister enjoys watching movies at the cinema.
Twin. Twins are two children born at the same time.
My sister and I are twins. We look exactly the same.
Inland. If someone goes inland, they travel into the center of a country or land.
The river curved inland near the campground.
Anthem. An anthem is a formal or religious song.
Everyone sings the national anthem before the baseball game starts.
Communicate. When we communicate with others, we talk or write to them.
He was unable to communicate his feelings clearly.
Timber. Timber is wood that is used for building houses and making furniture.
Trees in this area are grown specifically to be used for timber.
Capital. A capital is a city where a country's government is based.
The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C.
Convict. To convict means to prove that someone did a bad thing.
He was convicted of the crime and sent to jail.
Hygienic. If something is hygienic, then it is clean and unlikely to cause disease.
My sister works very hard to keep her entire home as hygienic as possible.
Wavy. When something is wavy, it is not straight, but has a series of curves.
The child drew wavy lines all over the piece of paper.
Elbow. The elbow is the middle part of an arm, where it bends.
She pointed to her elbow to show me where she hurt herself.
Urban. If something is urban, it is related to towns and cities.
It is common to see tall buildings in urban areas.
Archaeology. Archaeology is the study of the remains left by ancient societies.
He enjoyed visiting the Great Pyramids of Egypt because he loves archaeology.
Wrestle. To wrestle is to try to push another competitor to the floor.
My dad loved to wrestle when he was in high school.
Bleed. To bleed is to lose blood.
If you are not careful, you will cut your finger and bleed.
Suffer. To suffer is to feel pain.
Her headache made her suffer all day.
Capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system where private companies make goods for profit.
Most economies in the world today are based on capitalism.
Qualify. To qualify is to have or do things that are needed for something.
He qualified to go to the final match by beating the opponent.
Citizen. A citizen is someone who lives in a certain place.
Carlos was born in Spain. He is a Spanish citizen.
Compliment. To compliment is to say a nice thing about someone or something.
Her coworker complimented her for doing a good job.
Method. A method is the way to do something.
One method to remember things is to tie a string around your finger.
Rubble. Rubble is piles of broken stone and wood created after a building is destroyed.
There was rubble all over the city after the earthquake.
Peel. To peel fruits and vegetables is to remove their skin.
He peeled the apple before eating it.
Digital. When something is digital, it is characterized by computer technology.
Students prefer to take notes on their laptops and other digital devices.
Surgeon. A surgeon is a doctor who is trained to do surgery.
The surgeon operated on the old man's heart.
Copper. Copper is a red-brown metal often used in electric wire and pipes.
Ancient hunters melted copper to make knives and spears.
Tragedy. A tragedy is a very sad event.
It was a tragedy when his house was struck by lightning and burned.
Similar. Things which are similar are almost the same.
I have had a similar experience to the one you described.
Stuff. Stuff is a word used to refer to things without mentioning the things by name.
We gave a lot of stuff to the charity.
Necessary. If something is necessary, You must do it.
A passport is necessary if you travel to other countries.
Rainforest. A rainforest is a forest that is in a place where it rains very often.
The rainforest is home to many animals.
Few. A few things is a small number of them.
I have only a few coins.
Beard. A beard is hair that grows on a man's chin and cheeks.
The farmer had a long beard, as white as snow.
Norm. A norm is a way of behaving that is considered normal in a particular society.
Wearing a heavy coat all summer is not considered a norm.
Shovel. A shovel is a tool with a long handle that is used for digging.
The boy grabbed his shovel and got all of the snow off of the sidewalk.
Solemn. If something is solemn, then it is serious and honest.
The professor preferred a solemn relationship between him and his students.
Guideline. A guideline is a rule about how to do something.
Before they began the project, the teacher gave them some guidelines.
Alley. An alley is a narrow road between houses or buildings.
The alley behind my house looks dirty.
Payment. When you make a payment, you give someone some money for what you get.
I made the last payment on my car yesterday. Now I am really the owner.
Overhead. If something is overhead, it is located above you.
As we sat on the top of the hill, a plane flew overhead.
Cousin. A cousin is the child of one's aunt and uncle.
My cousin looks just like me.
Discourage. To discourage is to make someone feel less excited about something.
Mr. Perry discouraged the students from quitting school.
Medication. Medication is medicine or drugs given to people who are sick.
The doctor gave me medication to treat my illness.
Cancel. To cancel means to decide that an event or a request will not happen.
She canceled the rest of her plans because of the rain.
Silence. Silence is the complete absence of sound or noise.
I can only sleep in complete silence.
Mutual. A mutual thing is felt in the same way by two or more people.
Robert likes Sarah and she likes him. The feeling is mutual.
Flourish. To flourish means to do very well and be in an excellent condition.
The Roman Empire flourished in Europe 2,000 years ago.
Calm. When someone is calm, they do not get excited or upset.
A nice warm bath makes me feel so calm.
Chew. To chew is to break up food by using the mouth and teeth.
I always chew my food carefully before swallowing it.
Moderate. When something is moderate, it is not too big or too small in size or amount.
It takes a moderate amount of patience to be around small children all day.
Local. If something is local, it is nearby.
The local market in my neighborhood sells all the food we need.
Automate. To automate something means to have machines or computers do the work.
When the bank automated, it started installing ATM machines.
Mode. A mode is a setting or condition on a machine.
Melissa turned the TV to quiet mode while she talked on the phone.
Proponent. A proponent is a person who supports an idea or a plan.
He was a proponent of using environmentally friendly products.
Stimulate. To stimulate something means to cause or to increase activity in it.
Doctors sometimes use electric shock to stimulate a patient's heartbeat.
Congregate. To congregate means to gather in one place.
Seeing a group of birds congregate in the sky is an awesome sight.
Hunger. Hunger is the feeling that you get when you need to eat.
After playing all day long, he was filled with hunger.
Eliminate. To eliminate something that is unwanted means to completely remove it.
Wearing a seatbelt eliminates some of the dangers of driving a car.
Yell. When you yell at someone, you shout at them.
Someone yelled out his name.
Feel. To feel is to experience an emotion or feeling.
The girl must feel happy because it is her birthday today.
Summit. A summit is the highest part of a hill or mountain.
Snow covered the summit of the mountain even during the summer.
Somewhat. Somewhat means to some degree, but not to a large degree.
James was somewhat upset when he had to move heavy boxes.
Dial. A dial is a circular tool, like the front of a clock.
I looked at the dial to see what time it was.
Branch. A branch is the part of a tree with leaves.
The monkey was hanging from a branch on the tree.
Flock. To flock means to gather in one place.
Groups of birds will flock to the river in the spring.
Hire. To hire someone is to pay that person money to work for you.
We hired a man to paint our house.
Timid. If someone is timid, they are afraid, shy, or nervous.
The timid child hides behind her mother whenever she sees a stranger.
Savage. If things or people are savage, they are very violent or cruel.
Wild animals are very savage when defending their babies.
Ignore. To ignore something is to act like you do not see or hear it.
I ignored the message she was making and kept studying.
Defer. To defer means to arrange for an action to happen at a later time.
The girl was very sleepy, so she chose to defer her bath until morning.
Stun. To stun someone means to make them unable to speak due to surprise or shock.
Tim fell off the swing and was too stunned to cry.
Afflicted. Afflicted means to suffer physically or mentally.
He was afflicted by pain in his right arm.
Accident. An accident is unexpected and may cause some trouble.
He damaged the car in an accident.
Tool. A tool is a piece of equipment or a skill that is useful for doing your job.
Presentation skills are an important tool for communication.
Chapel. A chapel is a building where people go to pray and worship God.
We were married in a small wedding chapel in Las Vegas.
Dependence. Dependence is a situation in which somebody relies on something else.
Young children have a dependence on their parents.
Multicultural. When something is multicultural, it relates to many different cultures.
Everyone was welcomed to attend the multicultural celebration.
Precise. If someone is precise, then they are exact and careful about their work.
The builder was very precise about where he placed the nails.
Rally. A rally is a large public meeting in order to support something.
The school had a rally in the gym to support the basketball team.
Museum. A museum is a building that displays cultural, social, and scientific objects.
The Louvre is a famous museum in France.
Depend. To depend on something is to need it for support or help.
My grandfather depends on a cane when he walks.